this evening's forum. If you would please take your seats, folks in the back, we appreciate it. We have just a little bit of housekeeping to do. First of all, of course, would be to turn off those cell phones so that they don't go off and interrupt anybody as you're listening to the candidates. The second thing is I know there is a great level of enthusiasm for this race, and I know that you guys are all involved in the process. And I was telling the CEO of the Chamber earlier that the first one of these we held was in a lecture pod, not in the Strand Hall. So you are all to be congratulated for your interest in this race and for showing up tonight, so you all deserve a round of applause. So give yourself that. Now, as you know, this is the Sierra Vista Area Greater Chamber, the Sierra Vista Area Chamber of Commerce Congressional District 8 debate, and we are also televising the debate tonight as well on cable channel 12, which will be repeated at a later time. And my name is Phil Vega. I'm the moderator. I'm the publisher of the Sierra Vista Herald and Bisbee Daily Review. And we would like to welcome our two candidates this time, the Democratic candidate and incumbent Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords. And also the Republican candidate, the challenger, Jessie Kelly. Hello? Oh, there it is. We have the third table here for the Libertarian candidate, Steve Stoltz. He decided not to come. So he was invited to participate in the forum, however. The biographies of both candidates, we will not, I'm sure, judging from those reactions, that you are familiar with the biographical information of both candidates, so we will not go through that. And in the interest of time, so we can get directly to the questions. Now, the questions for tonight's forum were formulated by the Legislative Affairs Committee of the Chamber of Commerce. So that's where the questions emanated from. There was a coin toss that was just held just a few minutes ago, and Congresswoman Giffords won the coin toss, but she deferred, and so Mr. Kelly will be answering the first question. Now, during the question and answer period, in case you haven't read in the paper or seen it on the Chamber's websites, all questions will be posed by me and will be directed to the candidate who is supposed to give us an answer, and we're asked to answer the question after the question's fully posed. And each candidate will be given 2 minutes to answer each question. So I'll ask the first question to Mr. Kelly. He has 2 minutes to respond. Ms. Giffords gets the same question for 2 minutes. Mr. Kelly then gets 30 seconds to rebut on that question. The timekeeper, which you cannot see, they're backstage, there is a lighting system up here. The timekeeper will warn the candidates that they have 30 seconds remaining, and then they will get a red light to tell them that they need to stop. If they don't stop when the red light goes on, I will stop them. And that is how the forum should go. We have several people have asked, are we accepting any questions from the audience? The answer is no. And I believe, other than that, each candidate at the end of the debate will be able to pose to the other candidate one question. And they will get to answer, and there will also be a rebuttal to that. And then there'll be closing statements. So, I think that's it for all the guidelines, rules, etc. Candidates ready? Very good. Okay, Mr. Kelly, you get the first question. And the first question is, describe your understanding of the relationship between Fort Huachuca, the San Pedro River, and water issues. Is federal legislation needed to resolve those issues?
My understanding of it is that federal legislation is not needed to resolve those issues. I understand that there are natural resource conservative districts already in authority over those issues. Fort Huachuca is a treasure that needs to be protected at all costs around here. It is not only an essential base to our military, which is priority one, it is also a lifeblood that this district lives on. So I believe that federal legislation is not needed, that our state government and our local water districts already have it under control. And that is my thoughts on the relationship between the water district and Fort Huachuca.
We have a lot of questions to ask, and so if you would hold your applause, we would really appreciate it. Ms. Giffords, we have 2 minutes to reply to the same question. Also, I can say I will repeat the question for either one of you if you would like me to.
Well, first of all, Phil, thank you for moderating tonight, to Susan Tagmeyer and all the folks at the Sierra Vista Chamber of Commerce for putting on this event. Thanks for the audience for coming, for Mr. Kelly for being here as well. Looking forward to a substantive discussion. The San Pedro River is the last free-flowing river in the West. It is the most diverse ecological area outside of Costa Rica in all of North America. Because of federal laws, Fort Huachuca is inextricably tied to the San Pedro River. The folks at Fort Huachuca understand this, the supervisors here in Cochise County understand it, the City Council understands it. The Upper San Pedro Partnership is a 21-partner agency that works very closely with my predecessor, Jim Colby, and I have continued to work to make sure that that San Pedro River continues to flow. Because if that San Pedro runs dry, and it's beginning to right now, the future of Fort Huachuca is endangered. The next base realignment and closing, or BRAC process, will largely depend on whether or not there are the resources there in communities to support installations like Fort Huachuca. Like my predecessor, Jim Colby, I have worked incredibly hard to bring federal resources back to southern Arizona's own San Pedro River. The fort itself has reduced its water consumption by over 50% in just a very short period of time because they understand how important it is that that river continues to flow. I will continue to stand up at the San